Hi, I'm Mark, and this is Let's Vibe, the channel all about crystals and our feelings. So, we just recently had the lunar eclipse in Libra. Um, yeah, it's been energies around eclipses. They always feel pretty weird and uncomfortable. I mean, it wasn't, thankfully, it hasn't been, or it wasn't upsetting, or, I didn't feel any major emotional releases, but I did do, because it's a full moon, and eclipses are like um, full moons with extra punch. And full moons are always about releasing and letting go of the things that are no longer serving you, serving your highest good, and recognizing and acknowledging what you have already manifested or what's been manifested so far. And, giving thanks for that. So I was doing a lot of releasing of specific patterns of thought, states of mind, just real specific things that I was working on. But I was really tuning into that Venusian energy of Libra as well. And so in some ways, even though it was definitely an eclipse, it did feel kind of pleasant just because of that Venus Libra kind of energy, that very loving, sensual kind of energy. So we're now in the eclipse corridor, and that means, the 2-week period between that lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse on April 8th, which all the astrologers are buzzing about. It's a big eclipse, astrologically speaking, and there's a lot of intense energies involved in this particular eclipse, and the fact that it's a total eclipse, and yeah, it's it's a lot. So I was just, this one particular stone kept coming to mind, and it's a stone that I don't actually have a piece of, and this is a stone called Pipestone. It's also called Catlinite. And so why would I bring up, or why would I think of and then make a video for a stone that I don't have? Well, Pipestone is definitely one of the more special stones. One thing that makes Pipestone so special and remarkable is that you can connect with Pipestone energy just by looking at a photo of it. Any photo. You can also connect with Pipestone by tuning in or channeling the Quarry site, which is located in, I believe, southern Minnesota, southwestern Minnesota. It's actually a national monument. The Quarry, so Pipestone comes from one place. It's a reddish stone, as you can see in the picture. It's reddish with white and browns and tans, but there are a lot of specimens that are just pure red, like a brownish kind of red. It's not brownish, but it's a very particular red hue. But anyway, it's located in one place in Minnesota, and it's called the Pipestone National Monument. I have not been there, but I would love to visit. I have family in Minnesota, so that would be a possibility. And it's under the care and supervision of the Lakota Sioux tribe, or nation. So it's protected, and that's why I don't have a piece of Pipestone, because technically, at least from what I've read, you're not allowed to, no one's allowed to take pieces from this quarry, except Lakota Sioux members. And maybe other, indigenous nation people as well. But it's not, open for everyone. And that's because Pipestone is regarded as highly sacred by the Lakota, and it has a lot of ceremonial uses, and the Lakota and maybe other tribes as well, I'm not sure, but definitely the Lakota have used Pipestone to make ceremonial tobacco pipes and other ceremonial objects. So it's a very sacred stone, and that's why you're not going to find it in your average crystal shop. And it is, speaking of that though, I did come across an online crystal shop that was selling tumbled pieces of Pipestone. And this is, I think it's called Moonrise Crystals. But this particular shop makes it their focus to do the research behind the stones that they're buying. And so this shop knows where their crystals have come from and how it was mined, who mined it. They know whether it was ethically sourced. So it's very interesting when I saw that they have Pipestone. This was a couple years ago. I don't know if they still have it, but I just remember seeing that, and I was very surprised because I thought it's not supposed to be sold, but perhaps there is a member of the Lakota Nation that decided to mine a specific quantity and sell it to the public. I don't know. But in any case, you're most likely not going to find Pipestone in your crystal shop. However, as I mentioned earlier, you don't actually need a physical piece. You can tune in just by looking at a photo. And that's when I first learned about Pipestone. I was just browsing Judy Hall's Crystal Bible Volume 3, and I happened across the page for Catlinite. She refers to it as Catlinite, and then underneath says also referred to as Pipestone. But I saw it, and immediately I connected with the energy of this stone, and it is really powerful. It is incredibly grounding. It's no surprise and it's no wonder why the Lakota people and other indigenous people in North America would consider Pipestone to be sacred. It is no mystery. It is a very sacred stone. I mean, the fact that you can tune in just through a photo, and really tune in, not like just a little bit. It's not like you're catching just a little taste of it. You can really go into the energy of this stone through that photo. And hopefully you're able to do that with the picture here in this video. It is so full of life. Like, Pipestone is so full of life energy and life-giving, healing earth energy. This is like, Pipestone is all about the unity of consciousness and the unity of all beings. This is very much a universal type of stone where all of life is brought into the picture, so to speak, and connected. And this stone helps with realizing and experiencing that interconnectedness between each other, between human beings, but also with Mother Earth and with Mother Nature, the animals, the plants, even the rocks and the crystals. This stone is all about that. It's all about reconnecting us and reuniting us with that essence of a universal being, a universal oneness. And in doing so, it also automatically connects us with source energy. And I think that's what gives it a whole nother layer of power and healing energy and magic to this stone. It connects us to source. When I tune into it, I'm really feeling that alignment with source and that sense of flow, that universal flow. It's an incredibly beautiful energy. And, you know, it's funny because I'm not even looking at the stone right now. You know, I'm looking at the camera, and I don't have a photo with me, you know, a physical photo. But just thinking of it, picturing it in my mind, I'm able to connect with that energy. And it's just, it really puts you in touch with that light, that source light, and that source energy, and the unconditional love of source, the love of Mother Earth. And what's so fascinating is physically, catlinite is formed in layers. It's a layered stone. And of course, it has many layers to its energies and capabilities. And another layer of it is all about like deep healing, deep earth healing, and deep soul healing. This stone, I mean, it gets me a little excited. This stone has power for and energy for healing of deep ancestral trauma. I'm talking like systemic trauma, systemic oppression, all of the stuff that we're talking about in society today, the systemic issues that we've been hearing about and talking about and reading about, the systemic issues that we've become awake to and aware of in our own lives and in society at large. Pipestone is here for that. Pipestone is here for all of it. The stuff that feels too deep for healing, the stuff that feels so deep and so, you know, long has, you know, such a long past, such a long painful history, stuff that feels like, you know, how could you ever bring healing to such a big wound, such a deep wound, especially when it's collective and communal. Pipestone is here for it. And I personally, I think that's really incredible, because that's unique. There are quite a few stones that are tuned into that collective consciousness and oneness with source, but you don't come across that many crystals that are meant for collective trauma. You know, stuff that's like feels too much to bear. And so I think that's one of the main reasons I really wanted to share about Pipestone, because we're not just talking about the systemic violence and oppression and stuff. We're also seeing it around the world. We're seeing it at home. We're seeing it internationally. We're watching it in real time. That kind of very deep traumatization and wounding that extends on an ancestral level. We're seeing that happen right now, and so I really wanted to share Pipestone because it provides relief energetically. It really can provide relief and healing, even as we continue to witness trauma happen in many different places and involving many different people. You know, especially for sensitive people, it can be very, very difficult to be in a world with traumatic news and traumatic situations, and it's a lot, and it takes a toll on our energies. And Catlinite, Pipestone, it brings us back to source. It brings us back to that one heart, that unconditional love, and it's healing, it's protective, it's rejuvenating. And it also brings an energy, it imparts an energy of hope, because it's source energy, and that's hope. It's pure light. And so, you know, anyone and everyone could use this stone, I think, in my opinion. I think this is a crystal for everyone, no matter what your zodiac sign is. It's for all the zodiac. It's for, yeah, it really is a collective stone. So, as far as a song, the song that came to mind is a song by Nelly Furtado. And this is one of her somewhat later songs. You know, she was really big around 2006, 2007 with, was it called Promiscuous? Or was that just the song name? Anyway, the album with that song, Promiscuous. And then she kind of went quiet. She went under the radar for a while. But then she came back and was making more indie style music. And I think the first album after... Oh no, it's Loose. It's not... The album is not called Promiscuous. That album is called Loose. I think the album immediately following Loose, well, not immediately, but the album that followed Loose, it was in 2012. And I really like some of the songs on this album, but the song that I chose is called Spirit Indestructible, which I believe is also the name of this album. Anyway, the song that I chose for Pipestone is Spirit Indestructible. I don't know, I mean, I think the message of the song fits perfectly with Pipestone. It's not so much a message about, you know, we are all one, but it is a message about being an indestructible spirit, a spirit of hope, a spirit of, you know, unstoppable. A spirit that is unstoppable. So I will include a link in the description box down below to Spirit Indestructible by Nelly Furtado. And just as a reminder, I love hearing from you, so leave any comments or questions down below. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And once again, thank you so much for vibing with me.